I can be heard, so that must mean it is Friday night, it is 7 p.m. GMT, that must mean it is time for the Extreme Jesters Jam, the quick-fire comedy show where we're going to make up lots of jokes based entirely on your suggestions to crown who will be our Jester of the Week. So, with this, first things first, audience, I will direct your eyes down to the suggestion box at the bottom of the screen, where you'll see, audience, please suggest some words. So give us lots of words. They can be all kinds of things. They can be locations, they can be places of work, they can be people from history, they can be celebrities, they can be fictional characters, they can be household objects. Just give us loads of words. They can be feelings if you want. Just give us words and we'll interpret them to make up some jokes throughout the show. But for now, let's quickly meet all of our performers on today's show, starting with Jimmy Mack. Say hello to the people.
Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Mack. I'm here in Los Angeles, California. It's noon, and I just woke up an hour ago.
Wow. Okay, so now someone who will wake up in an hour from now is Johnny. Say hello to the people.
Again, David, you know me so well. Hello, my name's Johnny. I'm from Essex, and when it's the weekend, I'll probably get confused with the time zones because our clocks go forward.
Okay, they do indeed. Now, someone who is always quite forward is Bob. Say hello to the people.
Hey everyone, I'm in Utah in the United States, and I'm already an hour ahead of Jimmy Mack, so that makes me that much better.
Okay, well, we're definitely on a time theme today. So we must quickly get time to say hello to James.
Hello, I'm here at 6 o'clock, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the world. I'm excited for the show in an hour's time.
Fantastic. So with this, we are going to get on with our first game. And our first game is going to be a game of Cross the Road. Cross the Road. And so for this, we will tell some jokes, which will follow the rhythm of why did the blank cross the road? And then you add in your punchline at the end. The blank will be replaced by a suggestion from our audience. And let's see what we've got. If you have a joke, give a wave so we don't all come in at the same time. And our first one is going to be vampire. Why did the vampire cross the road? If you have a joke, give a wave. Jimmy Mack.
The vampire crossed the road because this side sucks.
Oh, okay. Bob.
Why did the vampire cross the road? Because there was too much at stake.
Ah, very good. Why did the vampire cross the road? Because of social distancing and then he saw someone coughing. Jimmy Mack.
The vampire crossed the road because he wanted to stay forever young. And on this side, he was an old man. Gary Oldman.
Bob.
Why did the vampire not cross the road? Because a vampire wouldn't cross anything.
Ah, very good. Jimmy Mack.
Why did the vampire cross the road? Because it was quieter on that side, and he needed some time to reflect, which vampires can't do on this side of the road.
Why did the vampire cross the road? Because this side was in direct sunlight. James.
Why did the vampire cross the road? Because there was a health centre on the other side, and he wanted some coffin.
Aha. Bob.
Why did the vampire cross the road? Because he saw straws on the other side, and he believes in safe sucks.
Okay, why did the vampire cross the road? Because he was realising that he was going to enter a new town in South Africa, and he wanted to go to Cape Town. Anyone else? Anyone else for vampire? We can change it up. Let's choose one more thing for cross the road. And we've got someone just said Johnny. Well, there we go, Johnny. So we won't
I know,
use
my
that as
name's
the
funny.
suggestion just yet. Oh, we do have chickens. So let's see if we can actually come up with something on this. So why did the chicken cross the road? Jimmy Mac.
Because it wasn't that far. It was only a paltry distance to go.
Very good. James.
To get to why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side.
Way! It had to be said. Bob.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because it was tired of being henpecked on this side.
Very good. Jimmy Mac.
The chicken crossed the road because he wanted to go over there. It's an egg joke.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he was a big fan of Back to the Future and nobody calls me chicken. Johnny.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because time's plucking, you son of a gun.
Okay, Jimmy Mac.
Because all the other chickens cross the road and birds of a feather stick together.
Very good. Bob.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he was racing the egg and he wanted to get there first.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because someone was rude and told him to cluck off. Anyone else? Why did the chicken cross the road? If you have a joke, give a wave, or Bob.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because there was a hot guy on the other side that was a real chick magnet.
Aha, very good. And with that, we will say that wraps up this round of Cross the Road. So look at that, we covered the classic of the chicken crossing the road. With this now, audience, could you start to give us some suggestions of made-up words, nonsense words that don't really exist? Put them into the comment section. I know I don't have everything organised on the suggestion box just yet, but if you could give us some nonsense words, if you hear me saying this now, that would be spectacular, and we'll use that for an upcoming game. Oh, but we do have an audience joke come through. Why did the chicken cross the road, says Blondie Einstein on YouTube? Because that's where the hen party was being held.
Damn it.
There we go.
Good.
Right, so with this, we are going to go onto the game Acronyms. We are going to play the game Acronyms. And the way this works, I will tell you one of the words that the audience has given us, and they're all quite long, so this is worrying. One of the words that the audience have given us, and you have to tell us what this acronym stands for. So in the future, I'll work out a way so we can have this on the screen, so we can spell, because I'm going to struggle with this.
Can you put it in the chat window?
Yes. That's such a... James, this is why you're here. Right, so I'm going to start off with the word Johnny, because we know that we already had that. So you can all see the word Johnny. You have to tell us, perhaps it's a product, perhaps it's a business. What does the acronym Johnny refer to?
By the way, I love that you spelled my name correctly.
Well, that's what they said in the chat. So, what does Johnny stand for? Bob?
Joust only new knights yearly.
And what is that?
It's a thing for it's for knights and serfs to know when you should. They can't spell right, so they misspelled knights. But it's just you only go up against new knights once a year.
Okay. Jimmy Mac.
Excuse me. Clearly that stands for Johnny's over here now, New York. And also, they decided to spell their name correctly.
It's not correctly.
James.
So this is a phrase that is when you're not really wanting to attend something, you want to show a little bit of uncertainty. It's jauntily, over, near, now, yet. It's a nonsense phrase of not ready for it. Okay,
Johnny.
Well, my name is standing for just other non-negotiable yearnings. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I thought it was an insult that the older generation say to the youth, which means jog on, numpty nincompoop yobbos.
That checks out.
Okay, let's get another word. So, let's see what we've got here. And we have the word, this is a good word, birds. So, oops, that's not how you spell it. Birds is our word. What is the acronym BIRDS. So what does BIRDS actually stand for? If you have a suggestion, let us know. Johnny, tell us, what is BIRDS?
Well, BIRDS stands for because I don't really shit.
What just happened? Right, Bob.
This is when you have a sale in your store. You're saying you're having a Birds because it's buy inside really discounted stuff.
Okay. Anyone else got a suggestion of BIRDS? James.
When you're talking about someone, you can say that they are beautiful inside, really dreamlike substance.
Okay. Bob.
This is when you're dating and you want someone to be upfront. You tell them Birds because that means best indicate really direct seduction.
Okay. Jimmy Mack.
Yeah, that stands for blatantly irritating real dancer singers. I mean, one or the other guys.
Okay, I thought it was actually about an activity which was upsetting lots of people at lakes, which means if someone takes part in the activity of BIRDS, it means that they bathe in rain and they discuss swans. So, James.
So this is a phrase that when you are doing like an auction or something and it's coming to time, you say bids in really darn soon.
Okay. Johnny.
Well, this is a hobby that I think that I might do, but I'm not 100% sure. And it's bikers in really distracting stuff.
Okay. So this is what it actually stands for. So if anyone is a British football fan, like a soccer fan as it was, it's when you have the derby between Manchester United and Manchester City, the Manchester City fans will all call this at the Red Devils over on the other side to the Manchester United players. They'll say, bitches in red don't score. So, anyone else with another one for BIRDS, or we will once again move on.
That was it. That's the
that is the one.
That's the
Okay, let's audience continue to give us some nonsense words. We'll use them, and just give us more words in general. But we have one more here, and it is the word baby. It is the word baby. What does the acronym BABY stand for? So tell us, what does BABY stand for? Bob.
Well, it's actually something that you should do. They tell mothers this. They tell them baby. Bathe all babies yearly.
Oh, there we go. Jimmy Mack.
Yeah, that stands for bros are buying yarn. A lot of crocheting going on amongst the young youth of today.
Okay, James.
This is if you have just been delivered in a hospital, you can say you're a baby, which means you are born very soon. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
I think I can fill in for you there. It depends which part of the country you're from, and it's born and bred in Yorkshire.
Yes, that was it.
Okay, Johnny.
I feel like once you're giving birth to a baby, it's only like a thing that a mother could love. So it's bald aliens blend youthfully.
Okay, James.
So I got the B and the B the wrong way round. That was it. So it's babies are born yesterday. It was very soon.
Yeah, Jimmy Mack.
This was actually the BYOB of caveman times. It stands for bring a big yak.
Bob.
This is something Johnny might need. When he gets a haircut and he wants them to know to trim up some other facial things, it would be a baby, which is a beard and brows, yes.
Not wrong, Bob, not wrong.
Yeah. This is unfortunately something that, like within the adult film industry, is a term for a performer that sometimes doesn't go down too well and they get called babies, which is when they are in a scene and they say, bum and balls, yuck. Yep. So you don't want to deal with a baby there.
In there.
Or any babies in porn.
Well, yes, exactly, yeah. Moving on, we're going to play a different game.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Right, see, mine was so innocent, despite...
Like a baby.
Oh, that was innocent, was it, David?
Yeah, quite possibly. Okay, we've got some suggestions from our audience as well. JJ says, oh, birds. So I was trying to work out what this is. Bollocks in real drama scenes. Well, there you go.
Yes,
So we're sticking to the balls. And biscuits and buns, yo, for baby. Mr. Lag 1993 on Twitch says, bullshit acronyms by Yobs. And then we've got some made-up nonsense words. So we're going to come on to our next game, which is going to be a round or two of definition battle. And the way this works is we will have two of our performers who will be given a nonsense word, and they will have to define it for our audience. They will have to tell us how you would use the word, the history of the word, perhaps put it into a few sentences just so that we can learn a new word today. And let's start off with Jimmy Mac and James. Jimmy Mac and James. So here we see Jimmy Mac. Here we see James. I will join in the fray. And I will give you the word. Let's see what we've got. We have got the word. It's quite a long word. Bamboo trafficus. Bamboo trafficus. Bamboo trafficus. Bamboo futricus. You can tell me the correct pronunciation. But James, it's funny that bamboo trafficus should come up on this chat today, because actually, I think it was something you whispered into my ear that one time.
I did, yes. We'd been in bed quite a long time, hadn't we, when bamboo trafficus came up. And it was actually really recently, because bamboo trafficus is a maritime term for big boats that get stuck in canals. And if you can't get it out after a period of days, you say that boat is bamboo trafficus, which means you can't go down there anymore. It's completely blocked, like a piece of bamboo between a tree that you can't get past.
Well, there you go, bamboo trafficus. Oh, but Jimmy, you seemed a bit disgusted by what James was saying there, like he was lying. Could you perhaps tell us the correct definition of bamboo trafficus, please?
It just kind of hit my ear wrong, because I was brought up to understand the bamboo trafficus. We all remember the Disney film Bambi and how his mother is shot at the beginning. What Disney left out of that fairy tale was that the poachers then sold his mother's carcass on the black market, thus committing an act of bamboo trafficus.
Ah, yes, well, there we see. So, there we have it. Bamboo trafficus rather than bamboo trafficus. I'm not sure of the correct pronunciation myself.
Oh, you're using the British pronunciation, I hear.
Ah, that makes some degree of sense. So, audience, very quickly, throw us some votes. Who do you think had the correct definition of bamboo trafficus or bamboo trafficus? Was it either Jimmy Mac or was it James? So, James or Jimmy? Jimmy or James? Put your vote into the comments section. Oh my god, Jimmy, James, Johnny. And JJ's in the comments. This is...
All the J's.
All the J's. Okay, so with this, let's ask our fellow performers. Bob, who do you think had the correct definition?
Well, really, I think what Jimmy hit on is that it's a colloquialism depending on where you're from. And I, from America, have heard of the Bambi trafficking quite often. And so that's why that one sticks most with me. But I can understand where James was coming from. But I have to go with what I've heard all my life growing up.
Yeah, well, no, that makes... that makes sense. Johnny, do you have any 2 cents on this?
Well, my 2 pennies are David. I can understand where Jimmy is coming from, but I do like the sound of the British pronunciation of that word.
Wow.
I'm not trying to say it, but
Sounds better.
James, you get my vote. And
Okay.
Thank you for being British. Thank you.
Well, if I have to settle the dispute between us here, I'd like to say, well, I am British, but I'd like to live in America, so I'm hoping
Would
these
you
guys
really?
can fix me up with like a sister or a cousin, and I'll get that green card. So let's go for it, guys. USA. With this, I'm just kidding to my girlfriend watching this. Don't, yeah,
About to call you
it's all
out.
comedy. Don't take that seriously. Right, so with this, we have James, Jimmy, James, Jimmy, Jimmy was on point, and that may make it a tie. I'm not certain, but either way, it just gives us an indication of where the audience are thinking things at the moment. Obviously, we will have our big vote to decide who is our Jester of the Week at the end of the show. For now, though, we will come to Johnny and Bob. Johnny and Bob, audience, if you could, continue to give us some suggestions of words. Give us some suggestions of lots and lots of words, and we will use them for an upcoming game. But let's see what we've got here. So, I want to spotlight Johnny. I want to spotlight Bob. I will join you guys. And the word for you is going to be Prapinos. Prapinos. So your word is Prapinos, which is another coincidence. And it's amazing how we have these, because Johnny, from rumours that I've heard, you sometimes will just start like squealing the word Prapinos like a banshee in the middle of the night at times.
Oh, David, you know me so well because I think I told you in the bar about Prapinos, and what I think Prapinos means is that sometimes, whenever someone tries to sing your favourite song, they sometimes butcher it, and you think, oh, that's a bit naff, innit? And you think, well, that's a bit of ironically, a naff word, so you think, oh, that's a bit of a Prapinos, and it's just, like, a bad word, and also, like, if they don't understand, you can just, like, use it in any, like, form sentence, and also it's, like, a little bit of swearing in there, but they don't know that because people are stupid sometimes, so that's my case.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not sure you actually defined the word, but we definitely got told where you may use it in sentences. So with this, Bob, perhaps could you give us your 2 cents on where we'd find Prapinos, the definition, please?
Right. Well, this goes back to your mention of adult films earlier, and in this one, this is when they abbreviate something. A lot of times in films, they do not use real male genitalia. They'll use a prop for that. And when they use that and they use the abbreviation, it's a propiness. And that's what the propiness is. It's a prop penis abbreviated. And that way they can cut down the time on the set and really get to the good stuff.
Well, do you know what? I'm not going to call this one early, but I may have something to hand. But anyway, with this, we'll get our Jimmy Mac. Have we still got you? Yes. Jimmy Mac, I will ask you first. Who do you think had the correct definition there? Audience, by all means, vote either Johnny or Bob. Who would you vote for here?
Yeah, I got to vote for Bob, merely because Utah represent.
Okay, and James.
I've got to vote for Bob. I mean, I thought Johnny gave a really lovely, concise description that got to the point. But adult film industry, fake penises, it all worked perfectly. And we know that Bob's in that genre anyway, so he'll have a bit of...
Bob's got more of a dirty mind. I'm more innocent.
I went to film school. That's all I'm.
Yeah, you know. So anyway, let's get on with things. So let's see what we've got. We've got votes for Bob, Johnny, Bob, and Johnny. So with that, Bob definitely has the most votes there. And let's see what you've got. Okay, so we are going to get on with our next game. Audience, continue to give us lots of suggestions of words. Lots of suggestions of words. We're going to get on with our next game. And, for our next game, we are going to do a round of ruin a movie title by changing one letter. Ruin a movie title by changing one letter. So you know the challenge. Think up some movies. When you have one to announce to us, then by all means give us a wave and ruin a movie title. If you change 2 letters, I guess we'll forgive you. But ruin a movie title by changing a letter. If you have one, then let's hear it. Jimmy Mack.
My mind goes back to a movie called Legends of the Ball, which I believe was a Bob Bador production.
Okay. Well, coming to a cinema near you, the latest mafia film where someone will be sleeping with the fishes. It's The Codfather. Okay, Johnny.
Well, going back to Disney, and because people like mint sauce, here comes Lambie.
Very good. Bob.
It's that sci-fi dermatology movie, Star Wars.
James.
I'm a big fan of the Bruce Willis film where he's locked in a skyscraper, he can't eat, so he has to diet hard.
Yes, very true. I'm really, really excited about the adult version of the Disney classic, Beauty and the Breast. So, Jimmy Mack.
There was this really terrible early Quentin Tarantino film called Reservoir Digs. It was just a documentary about the excavation of a quarry.
Yeah. Okay, Bob.
Bringing up the Bruce Willis movie reminded me, and you with the adult industry reminded me of the adult version of that, which was Did Hard.
Okay, Johnny.
Well, seeing as Tom Cruise is a bit of a weirdo anyway, so it makes sense that his film is Stop Gun.
Yeah, now, coming back to the Bruce Willis franchise once again, I also saw I think it was from a different company, another adult version of that, which was Die Hard 2, Die Hard On. Jimmy Mack.
Back on Tom Cruise, there was this really weird film called Vanilla Ska, which was just like a bunch of white people doing swing dancing. I didn't care for it.
Wow, okay. Johnny.
Well, it's only 3.5 hours long on like 2 films by Stephen King. I know he wrote the books, but I don't know who directed it. But I've just found the movie Git a bit too long for my liking.
Okay, Bob.
Another Stephen King movie. This one where Carrie went after, kind of what happened to the female during as they grow older. There was the male version with puberty, and that one was called Harry.
Okay, Jimmy Mack.
Yeah, there was another Stephen King, Bob Bador film that I recall. It was just called Tit.
James.
I mean,
There's quite a good long life film with Tom Hanks called The Green Milk.
Johnny.
Going back to Stephen King, I kind of feel like the female nurse was a bit weird, so it's a bit of a dizzery.
Okay, there is that classic film, the prequel, I believe, when Patrick Swayze was working in a motel and he was just host. James.
There's quite a surreal film in which they weigh sort of the concept of sound called The Pound of Music.
Okay, Johnny.
Going back to Disney, I kind of feel like it'd be more entertaining if it wasn't set in the jungle, it was Marzan.
Okay, Bob.
The adult industry has had many, but and I don't need to give their names, but of course the parody of both John Wick and King Kong both had great titles.
Okay, Johnny.
I feel like I'm going to ruin this film for little girls, but it deserves it. But the Little Mermaid.
Okay, anyone else one? We've got time for 1 or 2 more if anyone has one. And with that, we will move on. Well done, guys. Well done. So, we are now going to come on to our next game. Let's see what we've got here. Yes. So, we are going to play If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? So a little bit like the American game show Jeopardy, where we will give what is the punchline to the joke, and then you need to say the full joke, including the punchline at the end. So if this is the answer, what is the question? If this is the punchline, what is the question? And the first word that we've got is going to be frog. If this is the answer, what is the question? Frog. Bob.
What is a French log?
Okay, Johnny.
What does Piers Morgan take after?
Frog. Okay, what does Miss Piggy frequently have in her throat?
Frog.
Okay. Anyone else for this? If frog is the answer, what is the question? Johnny?
Who does Pepper have an affair with?
Who does Pepper have an affair with?
Peppa Pig.
Oh, sorry. Okay, a frog.
Kermit has a type.
Yeah, it does definitely have a type. Okay, let's change up the word. We'll do a few of these. The next word we've got is plug. Plug. Johnny.
What doesn't Bob the Brother can't change?
Plug. James.
What are extreme improv shows famous for?
They're plugs. Subscribe, guys. Jimmy Mac.
What are some options I have with my male pattern baldness?
Hair plugs. Very good. Very good. Okay, anyone else for plug? I don't have one. So let's choose one more word for this, and if the answer, or let's scroll up, grab one from earlier so we don't lose these. So the word is sausages. Sausages. So if sausages is the answer, what is the question? Bob.
What do you call it when you let your sauce sit in the refrigerator for a long time? Sausages.
Sausages. James.
What does Sally sizzle 6 of?
Sausages. Jimmy Mac.
Seen that movie.
What kind of party is this anyway?
Sausage party. Very true. Johnny.
Where do gay guys go into a nightclub to get?
There we go. Sausages. Jimmy Mac.
What did Kermit the Frog have for breakfast after he found Miss Piggy cheese?
Oh no!
Sausages. Okay, with that, we're going to move on again. We're going to move on, and let's go on to our next game. And this one is going to be a round of Sex With Me. So this is the classic game, Sex With Me. And Johnny, if you're not aware of what it is, let me explain before your mind wanders. So, with this,
The game of sex.
the way this works is it's a joke-telling game, and we'll get one of the words, and you'll say, Sex With Me is like blank, and then you give your punchline as to why Sex With You is like that. So, let's see what we've got. Comedians. Sex With Me is like comedians, or a comedian. Sex With Me is like a comedian if you have a punchline, but if you have a joke, let us know. Johnny.
Sex with me is like a comedian because when I finish, I get a round of applause.
There you go. Bob.
Sex with me is like comedians because I keep inviting a lot of people to show up, but no one ever really does.
Joe, you could have made that ruder. Jimmy Mac.
Sex with me is like a comedian. I've got a type 5.
James.
Sex with me is like a comedian. It doesn't work during a pandemic.
Sex with me is like a comedian. Often things are set up, but then they fall flat. Bob.
Sex with me is like comedians. All of my best moves I've stolen from someone else.
Sex with me is like a comedian's. The best form is when it stands up. James.
Sex with me is like a comedian. I always get in trouble with my punchline.
Bob.
Sex with me is like comedians. After about 2 minutes, I get a light flashed at me.
Jimmy Mac.
Sex with me is like a comedian. There's a lot of self-loathing and loneliness.
Johnny.
Sex with me is like a meeting because I let people film me while doing it.
Sex with me is like being a stand-up comedian because it usually happens in a club where there is a line of people waiting for their turn. Bob.
Sex with me is like comedians because I practice in a mirror a lot before I actually get to do it.
Okay, Jimmy Mack.
Sex with me is like a comedian. Just have a couple drinks first. It makes it more enjoyable for everyone.
Sex with Bob is like a comedian because often it will involve prop comedy. James.
Sex with me is like a comedian, a solo affair.
Okay, let's change up what we're looking for. We're going to stick on this game for a moment, and let's see what we've got. President. Sex with me is like a president. Johnny.
Sex with me is like a president because I might trump afterwards.
James.
Sex with me is like being a president. I've been impeached twice.
Jimmy Mack.
Sex with me is like a president. I'm just biding my time till it happens.
Very good. Bob.
Sex with me is like president. I'm going to make a lot of promises I'm really not going to follow through on.
Okay, Jimmy Mack.
Sex with me is like an American president. No females involved.
Wow. Okay, anyone else with president? Bob.
Sex with me is like a president. You'll be my first lady.
Sex with me is like a president. Honestly, it's true, man.
Oh, nice.
James.
Sex with me is like a president. Don't worry, we'll get to change after 4 years.
Oh.
Very good. Anyone else with this? Sex with me is like a president. Johnny.
Sex with me is like a president because I just leave shit everywhere.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, okay, with that, we will move on. And we're going to come to our finale round. And this round is all about making rapid puns with... Oh, my God. Right, let's get time.
Rapid puns.
Puns, yeah. So each of us will be given a subject. And then you will have 30 seconds to make as many puns based around that subject as possible. So... let's bring up my timer, just because, again, I need to work
When
on...
does the rap come in? Did you say rap?
No, we're not
Oh,
rapping. Sorry.
Rapid fire?
Another week. So, you will be given a subject, and you will have 30 seconds to talk through that subject as much as you want, but to make as many puns as you can. So, we will have... let's see. Oh, hang on, we do have some audience jokes that we missed. We'll come to those later. Right, so with this, James, you can go first. So, your theme is going to be helicopter. You will have 30 seconds to make as many helicopter puns as you can. And here you go.
So helicopters spin round and round. It's like, whoa, it's like you're going to get your vegetables there and it's going to chopper it. It's going to chopper it all up. And up into the air it goes, up, and it's like a twirly-whirly. And, oh, gosh, helicopters, pilots. Oh, the pilot episode of this helicopter show is brilliant. You've got to watch it. Helicopters, and if you keep saying helicopter, eventually it'll appear. That's not a pun.
And that is time! That is time! Well done there, James. Well done.
Sweet rap, brah. Those beats were fresh.
Okay, we will have Jimmy Mack go next. And your theme is lions. Lions is your theme, and here you go.
Hey, I'm not lying to you about this. That's my main point. I'd better move faster than this if I want to get puns out. But right now, it's all Nala and Void. Nala, boy, I Sinbad. Really.
Oh, and that is 30 seconds.
Oh.
Sorry to pause you there. Right,
Yeah, can't have a lot of
so
pride in that.
okay, I will go next. Can someone give a topic for me, please? Sorry, was that Jimmy Mac?
Comics, like comic books.
Comic books. Okay, and here I go. It's funny you should mention comic books because I'm like a king of them. You could say I'm the prince of comic books. I also like to dress up and make sure my costumes are good, so I've got to Iron Man. But if there is a, it's like being like in comic books, no girls like me, and so it's like a wonder women may enjoy my company, but there will be a that's 30 seconds. That was hard. Right, so
Well, 3, David. Well done.
3. Oh my gosh. So Johnny, you can go next,
Oh crap.
and your theme is going to be. Let's get the next one we've got. Nose. Nose is your theme. Nose. And here you go.
So I'm not gonna kid you, but it's no skin of my nose if I. Why is I getting difficult ones? I'm not gonna like flare up or anything. But I might get my favorite animal's a rhino because I quite fancy a rhinoplasty.
And that is time. That is time. Wow. I'm not sure if that last one was a pun or just bestiality.
No, it's a medical term for a nose.
No, I know that, but you just basically your joke was you fancy a rhino. Is what I was going for. So with this,
I got a hard one.
you did. Right. So who have we got left, Bob?
Bob.
The theme for you is going to be okay. So I think this is the correct term for America. Vacuum, which is a Hoover. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, vacuum Hoover. 30 seconds on the clock, and here you go.
Well, vacuums obviously they suck. They're not any kind of thing. They like to they're going to be just all in the dirt of the situation, and and you know who like to use them? Hose like to use vacuums. If I could really be that, and on one accord, I think I would like to point out that Hoover used his trusty cleaning utensil all the time.
And that is time. That is time. Well done. Well done. So, audience, that was our finale game, and that brings us towards the end of the show. This was the Jesters Jam. So, audience, I will now ask you to vote. Who do you think is our Jester of the Week? Is it Johnny, David, Bob, Jimmy Mac, or James? Put your votes into the comments section, and whilst we wait for those votes to come in, let's find out where you can find everyone on the socials. So, starting off, Jimmy Mac, where can the people find you?
I have a podcast, Shut Up Wesley. It's at shutupwesleypodcast.com. That's our filthy love letter to Star Trek The Next Generation. I also play regularly with Comedy Frenzy, twitch.tv/SetsComedyEnd. There's a show tomorrow at, I think, 6:30 Pacific time. Check this out.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's find out where you can find James. Where can the people find you?
Hello, I sometimes tell stories on YouTube and do other things, though just type in James Little and then tells or James Little. You'll find stuff if you type in James Little. That's my name.
Okay, Bob, where can the people find you?
Besides my obvious time spent in the adult film industry, I also run an improv troupe called Quick Wits, and we've been playing every weekend for like 27 years now. And we're still doing online shows. You can check us out on Facebook, or you can look me up and become my friend.
Okay, Johnny, have I already asked you?
No.
Where can we find you?
Well, apart from the zoo where I can be seen with rhinos, I do improv with James down here in Southend. You can follow me on Twitter at JohnnyMCow96, Instagram, TikTok, JohnnyMCow1996. YouTube, Johnny Cayley, I need more subscribers than you, Henderson, because a banana won a couple weeks ago, and I'm still mad about that. Facebook page, Johnny Cayley. I am doing an intermediate stand-up course, and I think the graduation show is the 24th, and so I'm going to be doing some stand-up there. So
Okay, thank you very much, Johnny. And if you didn't understand all of the references to our past niche improv shows that Johnny just said, then it was because a week ago a banana officially became champion of one of our short-form improv shows. If you want to know the explanation of why, check them out on extremed.tv, where it's got all of our previous shows. And I know that you can't actually read through me, but it is spelled XSTREAMED.tv.
And David, what's that an acronym for?
That is an acronym for extreme, super, terrible, rhyming, elephants, always meet every day. So there you go. So with that, let's find out what our audience said. An audience. In about 20 minutes, we're going to have the Revenge of the Mafia show. So do check that out very shortly. Let's go over to the comments and see what we've got. We've got votes for Jimmy. Jimmy, live long and prosper. David, James, Jimmy Mac, David, Bob. This one says Bob. Bob. Oh, Bob again. Jimmy and Bob. Wow. Did we count that? Jimmy, how many did you have? It's between Jimmy and Bob.
I had 5.
5. Oh, and another vote has come through just now for me. That doesn't change this. So we will say, Bob, you have won. Well done. You are Jester of the Week.
Represent.
So, audience, next week the plan is that we will have in this same time slot the return of the Wham Bam Poetry Slam, and then the week after that we will once again have the Jesters Jam. At some point these shows may become weekly or they may not. Time will tell, but there's a fairly full schedule anyway, so we'll figure it out. But for now, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, watch out for the Mafia in a minute, and always stay extremed. Ciao for now, people.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we are off the air.
Oh my god.